Hello everyone. Good evening. Hello. Are you able to hear?
Good evening,
Yeah,
sir.
Yeah, good
yeah,
evening.
hi.
Durga.
Good evening.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. Good evening everyone. So this is the master program on Linux administrator. So this is from Durga Software Solutions. Okay. Yeah. Myself. One second. Are you able to see my screen, right? Able to see?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. One second. Yeah. So myself, guys, I'm Hari Chariko. I'm a DevOps consultant and solution architect. So over 12 plus years of industry experience as a real-time and trainer. And so I'm a ITL certified, ITL V3 certified engineer. I'm a Red Hat certified system administrator, and I'm a Red Hat certified Linux engineer, and I'm a certified AWS solution architect associate, and I'm a certified Kubernetes administrator, guys. Okay. So it's our first meetup, guys. You are welcome. So this course is for complete Linux administration. So I have actually broken down my entire course into 10 different modules. Finally, we discuss about the resume preparation and everything. So this course is Linux administration with shell scripting, guys. Shell scripting. Okay. So something like today's date is 16/06. Guys, who is? Okay. So date. So and trainer. Myself, Hari, guys, having 12 plus years of experience. Yeah. Duration. Duration is 25 days, guys. Okay. And the timings. Timings from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. IST. Okay. The classes from Monday to Friday. So Monday to Friday. So what we will cover? Something like class notes plus course material plus recorded videos will provide, guys. Guys, understood?
Yes, sir.
Morning timing. No, yeah. Actually, I'm working guy. I'm a real-time employee. So I have classes morning from 6 to 7 and 7 to 8. Atul. So and my work starts at 8:30 a.m. to till 5 a. So 5 p.m. So I'm taking two classes. Those are AWS with DevOps classes. Atul, you understood, right? Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So what we will cover here, so we'll cover the Linux plus the web servers, Apache plus Tomcat. Okay. And we'll show you the deployment, how we can do the deployments or the releases. So releases, these are the real-time projects, guys. So plus shell scripting also. So shell scripting also will providing. Okay.
Yes, sir. Just a question. So,
Mm.
what do you mean by deployment and releases? Is it same as patching?
No, no, no. So something like so you got some messages in the banking sector, something like a Citibank or any bank. So we have a maintenance. Tomorrow we have a maintenance.
Uh-huh.
So this time the site will not be available, right?
Mm-hmm.
What it means, do you know? So for
Actually, in our
example,
project, it is called as patching, Linux
okay,
patching. So not, yeah.
I will
So,
I will show you that. So that also that I will include on the package management.
okay, yeah.
Okay. So the deployment is nothing but, for example, I'm going in a different way, guys. No worries. So, for example, this is the website, right? Who is asking? Good name? Good
Rushikesh
name.
here.
Rishikesh. Hey, Rishi. So, so I know your name, something like a Rishi. So, is it okay for you, right? Because of my previous
Yes, yes.
manager also, his name is something like a Rishikesh. So, we usually call it
Yeah, yeah,
as
you can
Rishi.
call me Rishi. Yeah, yeah, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
call me Rishi.
Okay.
Okay.
So, so this is the WhatsApp website. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, WhatsApp contains only chat and contacts, right? Only chat and contacts, right? So something like whatever you, if you want to send a message, you can select the contact and you can say send a message, something like a hi or whatever it means, right? So this is nothing but a WhatsApp 1.0 1-0 dot jar or var, something like that. So this var or jar contains 1.0 dot jar contains only chat and contacts. So again, they deployed another feature called it as a status. What is the feature, guys? Rishi, status.
Status. Yeah.
Status is the next deployment. The next deployment, WhatsApp 2.0 dot jar. So this is the WhatsApp. So this WhatsApp contains chat contacts as well as a new feature called as a status.
Status.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, this is our server. So in this server, there is a web server you install Tomcat. So this is the web server Tomcat. So in the web server Tomcat, there is a WhatsApp 1-0 dot jar is there. This jar, this website jar contains only chat and contacts. I want to deploy a new jar which consists of a new feature called as a status, right? So we can remove this 1.0 dot 1.1-0 dot jar. We'll remove this one and a deploy will remove this one, and so we deploy a new feature called it as a WhatsApp 2.0. This
2.0.
WhatsApp 2.0 contains this WhatsApp 2.0 contains chat, status, and contacts. So this is nothing but a deployment or a release.
Okay. Yeah.
You understood?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll show you that part also, something like a how to install the web servers and Apache Tomcat, and we deploy a application called as a one HTML application, another one is Java application. We'll show you. So that is nothing but a deployment or release. We'll show you how we can do it. Okay, so this will show you as a waterfall model, not agile model. So this is in the legacy model, how how they deployed the application in the waterfall model. Okay, the manual process will show you. Understood?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are the requirements to learn? No specific prerequisites, guys. So anybody who is passionate to kickstart their career as a Linux engineer or something like, you can attend this program, or something like a programming, the developers, whoever. Nowadays every application is deploying on the Linux environment, right? So if anyone can learn something like as an administrator or as a developer, as a QA engineer, something like a business analyst, who is, so everyone can learn this. So what is voice and ocean? Venkat. Yeah, I will tell you, Venkat. Please wait. I will tell you everything. So you're asking about which version of which flavor of the OS and which version of the Linux are you discussing here, right? Are you asking same? Okay. Yeah, I will tell you. Yeah, so everyone can learn, guys. Nowadays, Linux is more important. So if you want to use the cloud environment or something like that, so most of the all the applications will be deployed under the Linux environment only. Okay, so for example, you are a developer, so you have the access to development environment. So you want to deploy your application in the Linux environment. You need to know at least how we can deploy, how we can how you can use the Linux, how you can use the commands. You need to know just right. So the programming knowledge not mandatory for this course. Graduates, undergraduates, backend developers, web developers, non-IT background people also can attend this Master Linux program. The course covers everything about the Linux from scratch. No prior experience required. A desire to reach your goals and dreams. A computer with at least 8 GB RAM is enough, guys. A laptop with 8 GB RAM is enough to learn this course. Yes, understood? Yeah. Syllabus overview, module from 1 to 10. So what is a Linux? Everyday use of Linux, Unix versus Linux. Okay, so what is Oracle VirtualBox? Download and install the Oracle VirtualBox, creating virtual machines. So Linux distribution, different way of installing Linux, downloading and installing Linux. So Red Hat Linux installation, desktop, VM management, Linux versus Windows. So the third module, system access and file systems. Fourth module, Linux fundamentals. Okay, so system administrations and shell scripting and networking, servers and system updates, and disk management and run levels. We'll show you all modules about resume workshop, cover letter, so Linux job description and duties, exposure to other technologies, patching. So everything will show you guys. Guys, understood? So they already provided the link, right? Do you know, guys?
For attending demo sessions.
You're taking, yeah.
Yeah, that's link. Sir, can you show the module 7 once?
Yeah. 1 second. There is a link they already provided. I will give you that link once.
Okay.
Linux course. They already provided the link, right, you guys? No worries, I will show you that link. Yeah, this is the link, guys. Yeah. So what is Linux? Everyday use of Linux, Linux versus Unix versus Linux. So what is the Oracle VirtualBox? How you can install the Oracle VirtualBox? So accessing Linux system, downloading putty, connect to VM via putty. So Linux, what is the user administration, disk partition, package management. Okay. So we'll show you all these guys. I'm pinging you in the chat. You guys can check it. Okay. Global certification. Yeah. Yes, I go to. You can write it. So global certification means you're asking about Red Hat, Sai. Yeah. You can write it. You can write. You will get a good knowledge. Something like RHCSE. Are you asking about RHCSA or
Yes, sir,
RHCE?
very easy.
Sorry, RHCE. Yeah, you can understand RHCE and RHCS. Okay. Yeah. What we will discuss in this course, the flavor. Yeah. RHCE. Yeah, you can write it. RHCE, CentOS, Red Hat, Oracle Linux, Imagine Linux. So in this course, you will learn all these voices, guys. So CentOS, Red Hat, Oracle, Amazon Linux. All these are same. Same. If you learn anyone, it will be easy to use all the remaining Linux voices. Yes, any doubts? Currently no working system admin at college. I need to move to IT industry. Yeah, it will be very easy. It will be very easy. Yes, definitely it will help. Sai Gautam. Who is Sai? I'm currently application support
Yes,
engineer. Yeah. Yeah, it will be very easy. It is application support, I work. Komal. Okay. Yeah, you will get a good knowledge. You will get a good knowledge. Yeah, it will be very helpful to switch your job. Yep, guys. Guys, what is OS?
Operating system.
What is the operating system?
A user can interact with the software.
Very good. Anyone? Guys, speak out, guys. Why are you sending me system software? Okay. What is the operating system? Does anyone know?
A user can interact with softwares.
Hmm. Very
There-
good. Guys, are you using laptops, right? Which laptop are you using, guys?
Windows.
Windows is a
Windows.
OS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mac OS.
Mac OS.
Linux.
Sorry,
Linux.
Linux. Very good. Which laptops are you using?
You want the laptop name?
Windows.
Which laptops are using?
Means you are asking laptop name?
Yes.
Okay, Dell.
Very good. Dell, Lenovo,
Lenovo.
HP, right? So these all are the hardware companies. What they are providing? They provided the hardware, right? So why do we install OS on your hardware? For example, this is Dell. Yes. So what this is? This is a Dell laptop. So why do we need OS? Yes, why do we need OS on our laptop?
To interact with hardware and the software.
Yeah, what this is? For example, this is your computer, laptop, or anything. Who is this? Guys. So this is you. You guys are users. Right? You know which language, guys? Are you able to directly interact with this OS?
No.
No. Why? So you know which language? Guys, you know which language?
Binary.
You know which language?
Oh, okay. Wait.
Low level languages. High level language.
High level. For
High level.
example, high level means, so for example, English. English is our, so is our language. You know only English. Computer knows which language? Just now someone told.
Binary language.
Yes. Computer knows binary
Binary
language.
language. Yeah.
Right. So binary means zeros and ones. Computer knows only zeros and ones. Computer knows only, yes. Komal, it will be good. Okay. Guys, computer knows only binary language. Binary means zeros and ones. You know English language. You don't know the binary language. User doesn't know the binary language, and computer doesn't know the English language. Right? So for example, guys, listen carefully. For example, this is, who is that, guys? This is Rushi. Okay. And this is Komal. This is Rushi and Komal. So Rushi knows only Telugu and Komal knows only Hindi. Is there any possibility to communicate with each other, guys? Is there any possibility to communicate with each other?
No.
No, because of Rishi knows only Telugu language, Komal knows only Hindi language. So Rishi doesn't know Hindi language and Komal doesn't know Telugu language. So here, what we need, guys, who need?
Translator. Mediator.
Yeah, translator means knows both the languages. Who? For example, Hari. Hari knows. So this is
English.
Hari. Hari knows. Hari knows both the languages. What are those? So something like a Telugu
Both
knows,
the language.
English, Hindi knows.
Hindi.
So whatever the Rishi wants to convey to Komal, so he will inform to the Hari as a Telugu language, and Hari translate that translate it and inform to Komal as a Hindi language. So here Hari is the, who is the translator or a mediator. What is that? Translator or a mediator. Here OS also mediator. OS knows both the languages. What is the binary and and Telugu language. Okay. So binary language and Telugu language. So whatever Hari wants to convey to the computer inform to the OS. So OS will convert to the binary language and inform to the computer. Same vice versa. Whatever you want to convey to Hari, so he will something like user, he will give you the binary code, and OS translate the code and send it as a high level language. Vice versa, high level language. Guys, now you understood? It's a simple meaning. What is a OS? What is a OS? OS is a mediator between user and
computer and user.
very good.
Computer.
It's a simple meaning, guys. It's a mediator between user and the computer. Guys, now you understood what is OS, guys? A simple meaning. Guys, what is OS? Guys, OS is it's a mediator between user and computer. It's a mediator between user and the computer. Guys, which laptops are using? Dell, Lenovo, HP, Asus, Compaq, all these, right? So how many users are connected to this laptop? So how many people are connecting in your laptop at a time?
One memory.
One memory, one member only. Very good. So what is that? For example, types of Linux, types of OSs. What are those? What is that? Types of operating system. So what are the types of operating systems, guys? So the types of operating systems are two types. Two types of operating systems. So what are those? What is that, guys? The single user operating system. Single user operating system and multi-user operating system. What is that, guys? Single user operating system and so multi-user operating system. So you are using a Dell laptop. The only one people can access this OS. This is nothing but a single user operating system, guys. So does anyone knows what are the single user operating system? So which OS are you using on your laptop?
Windows.
Windows 11.
11.
Windows 10. Windows 8.
8. 7.
Windows 7. Windows
XP.
Vista. Very good. Windows XP. Right. These all are the single user operating system. Only one people can, at a time, only one people can access this operating system. Okay. So multi-user operating system. So what is a multi-user operating system? So multiple people can access this server. Multiple people can access this website OS is nothing but a multi-user operating system. You guys understood what are the multi-user operating systems?
Linux system.
Windows. Guys, who invented Windows operating system? Who developed Windows operating system? Who developed Windows operating system? Who invented Windows operating system? Which company?
Microsoft.
Very good. Which company?
Microsoft.
Very good. So Microsoft company developed two types of OSs. So one is for single user operating system and another one is for multi-user operating system. So what is the single user operating system, guys? So single user operating systems are Windows 11, Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 7, Vista, XP. So the multi-user operating systems. So multi-user operating systems are multiple people can access at a time. Multiple people can access at a time, right? So Windows Server 2018, Windows Server 2016, Windows Server 2008 or something like that. What is that, guys? Linux. So Linux is popular for, guys. So Linux is popular for multi-user operating system. What is that? So multi-user operating system. So hardware companies also, hardware companies also, so they are developed two types of hardwares. They developed two types of hardwares. One is for single user operating system, another one is for multi-user operating system. So what are those hardware? Something like Dell company, Dell Latitude. What is that, guys? So Dell Latitude is the single user operating system hardware. What is that hardware, guys? Single user operating system hardware. For example, so this is the a single user operating system provided hardware. Okay. A Dell company created two types of hardwares. So one is for single user operating system. Another one is for multi-user operating system. So what is the multi-user operating system hardware? I will show you on it. 1 second. Yes, understood. So this is the hardware Dell Power Edge or 710. We have a number of models, guys, same like as a Dell Latitude, Dell Latitude. So this Dell Latitude model is only for single user operating system. So Dell PowerEdge R710 is for the multi-user operating systems. Right? Yeah. So Linux also multi-user operating system, multi-user multitasking operating system. So Linux is popular for the multi-user operating system. So multi-user operating system. Guys, now you understood what is OS and types of OS. What is OS and types of OS. Okay. So now what is a Linux, guys? What is Linux? So before the Linux, now you understood, right? What is the operating system? It's a mediator between user and computer. It's a mediator between user and computer, right? Types of operating. So types of operating systems. How many types, guys? So one is single user operating system. Single user operating system. Multi-user operating system. So multi-user operating system. So Linux is popular for Linux operating system is popular for multi-user operating system. What is it? So multi-user operating system, guys. So what is GUI and what is GUI and CLI? Guys, does anyone knows what is GUI? What is CLI?
GUI is graphical user interface, and
Very good.
not sure
Graphical
about CLI.
user interface.
CLS
So
command line
graphical user
interface.
interface. Windows, all Microsoft OSs, all Microsoft OSs are GUI, graphical user interface. What is CLI? CLI is nothing but a,
Command line interface.
yes, very good. Command line
Interface.
interface, right? So command line interface. What is that? So Linux is popular for the CLI, CLI OS, right? What is this? This is a GUI, a minimize, maximize, everything. We can easily adaptable on Linux. So what is Linux, guys? So Linux is a CLI, command line interface. So how you can interact with this OS? You can interact with this OS through commands only. All these are commands. Something like ls command, move command, cat command, va command. All these are the CLI, command line interface. How you can interact with the Linux OS, guys? So you can interact with the Linux through commands only. That is the reason command line interface. What is that? So when all Windows, Microsoft, all Microsoft OSs are GUI, graphical user interface. So CLI Linux is the command line interface. Linux is the command line interface. So what are the features? What are the Linux benefits? Linux is a Linux is a portable. What is that? Portable because of it's a CLI. So Linux is a high security, highly secure, and so portable, highly secure, and CLI. So if you want to install the OS, it will be very easy, easy to maintenance, and open source. So open source, guys, again here. Again here. So what is commercial? What is commercial? What is the difference between commercial and what is commercial and open? So what is commercial and open source, guys? What is commercial?
It is a private,
Commercial is paid.
Yes, very good. Commercial is a,
paid or private.
yes. So commercial is nothing but a, all Microsoft products are commercial. Means need to buy the license before use. That is open source, guys. What is open source? So open source, we have 2 points. One is free of cost. What is that, guys?
Free of cost.
Yeah, free of cost. Second one is
Source code available.
what is source code, guys?
Means Linux kernel is the source code.
Yeah. So what is source code means? For example, application source code. So what is application source code, guys? What is application source code? So means the developers develop the programs for application. So that is nothing but source code. That is nothing but a source code. So what is application source code, guys? Means the developer develop the programs or develop the code, right? The programs code is nothing but a programs only, right? So the code is nothing but a program. So right, means the developers develop the code for application, for the application building, right? Or website developing. So right, means developer develop the code for application building. So that is nothing but a source code. So application source code and software source code. What is that? Software source code means, for example, to develop the OS, they wrote some code for building the OS, building the OS software. So that is nothing but a software source code. Software source code. Guys understood? So free of cost and source code also available. Source code also available if you have the source code. So for example, I have a Facebook source code. Do I need to write it again, or shall I modify that source code and release as a different website? So for example, I have a Facebook source code. I have a Facebook source code, and I modified as a book face wherever the Facebook is raised, and will release the website as book face. Website as book face. Do we need to write it from scratch, guys? If you have a code, guys, if you have a code, so do we need to write it from scratch?
No.
No.
Right? Yeah, very good. So if you have a code, right? So it will be very easy to modify whatever you want. Whatever you want, right? So something like so Linux is a open source. Linux is the open source. Yeah. So who developed the Linux, guys? Who developed Linux?
Linux Torvald.
Who is that?
Linux Torvald.
Ah, very good. So who developed Linux? Linus Torvald. How? Linus. So Linus Torvald. So Linus Torvald, he studied in one of the university in 1991, and his mentor is asking to, who is that? Mentor is asking to create a new OS. Mentor is asking to create a new OS, and he gave the, based on the UNIX OS. He gave a UNIX OS, right? So from the UNIX OS, he created a new OS called as a Minix. He created a new OS called as a Minix OS. Which OS, guys? Guys, which OS he developed?
Minix.
Yeah. So Minix OS. So, but Minix OS having some drawbacks. What is that, guys? So Minix OS having some drawbacks. He overcome those drawbacks and created a new OS. He overcome those drawbacks. What are the drawbacks? For example, there is no network. There is no network in the Minix OS. He overcome those drawbacks and created a new OS. New OS, and he is thinking to put a new name for this OS. What is that? He is thinking to put the new name for that OS. So what is that? So what is his name, guys? What is his name? He took the first 4 letter from his name. What is this? L-I-N-U, Linus. And so they took the last letter from UNIX. What is the last letter, guys? Guys, what is the last letter?
X.
Unix.
X. Okay. So he took the first 4 letters from his name and the last letter from UNIX. Then he created as a, guys, he created a name as a, which name he created?
Linux.
Very good. Now you understood how Linux came into the picture?
Yes.
Yes, right? Yes, understood? Yeah. So Linux, how Linux OS came into the picture. So Linux OS came into the picture like this. Yes, understood? So based on the Unix, he created a new OS. So he is thinking to put the new name for this OS. So he took first 4 letters from his name and last letter from Unix. Then he created as a Linux OS. And he released as a, this OS, he released as a open source. What is that, guys? Open source. So if you install the if you released as a open source, so some of the companies took that source code and created a own OS. What is that, guys? Is understood? So he released as a open source. He released as a open source, and so few of the companies are took that source code and created their own type of OSs. For example, IBM company. Which company, guys? IBM company took that source code and created their own OS called as a AIX Linux OS. AX Linux OS. So something like a HP company. HP company took that source code and created their own OS called as a UX Linux, US Linux OS, and Oracle or Sun Microsystems. Who is that? So is anyone developer is here? Developer? Yeah. So Sun Microsystems. Sun Microsystems. Who is Java? So Sai Gautam. Gautam, you know, right? Java. Who developed the
Yes, sir.
Java? Who developed Java? Who developed Java? Does anyone knows? Sun Microsystems developed the Java. Okay. Who is? Sun Microsystems? Very good. Venkat, very good. Sun Microsystems developed the Java, and who acquired the Java? Oracle company acquired the Java. So initially, yes, Oracle, very good. So Oracle acquired the Java. Sun Microsystems also created their own type of OS, call it as a. So what is that? Solaris. What is that? Solaris Linux OS. Solaris Linux OS. The same way, Oracle company also took that source code and created their own OS called as a Oracle Linux. What is that, guys? Oracle Linux. The same way, Amazon company also. Who is that? Amazon company. Does anyone knows Amazon company? Yes, Oracle Enterprise Linux. Okay. So Amazon company also took that source code and created their own voice called as a Amazon Linux. Amazon Linux 2 and Amazon Linux 2023. Okay. So then Red Hat INC. What is that, guys? Red Hat INC. So took that source code and created three types of OSs. So one is Fedora. This is R&D purpose. The second one is CentOS. So this is freely available, and Red Hat. What is that, guys? Red Hat. So Red Hat is a enterprise Linux. Okay. So Fedora Linux, CentOS Linux, and Red Hat Linux. So they started something like 11, 12, 12, 13, 14, so 15, right? So on, so on. The Red Hat started, so CentOS Red Hat started 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So Red Hat also 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. The latest version of the CentOS and Red Hat is 9. Latest version of the CentOS and Red Hat is 9, guys. Guys, in this course, so what we will learn now? So we will learn the CentOS 9, guys. So in which OS we learn? So we learn the CentOS. So it will be very easy. Same command, something like a Red Hat or a CentOS or Fedora or Amazon Linux or a Oracle Linux. So these all are the Makki or something like a copy. These all are the copy. I already told you, right? So in this course, which OS you learn? You will learn the CentOS, Red Hat, Oracle, Amazon Linux. All these are same. If you learn any one of any one, it will be easy to use all the remaining Linux OSs. Okay. Whatever the commands we are using in the CentOS, so it will be same as Red Hat, Fedora, Amazon Linux, and Oracle Linux. So Oracle Linux. Yes, Red Hat also same. So Red Hat also same. So whatever the Linux, whatever the OS you are using, right? Or something like you are using the CentOS 9 here. So CentOS is the OS, flavor is 9. Who is asking? Initially, someone is asking which OS and which version of the OS. Yeah. So Venkat, so we are now you understood which OS and which version of the OS we are using? Yes, very good. Very good, Venkat. So what? Something like who is asking Ubuntu? Yeah, Ubuntu also same. Ubuntu also same. Something like so few commands are different only. Few commands are different only. I will tell you. Okay. Mm, so something like a DBN company took that source code and created their own voice called as a Ubuntu. Ubuntu. So Ubuntu also same. Ubuntu Linux and SUSE Linux, FreeBSD Linux. What is that, guys? FreeBSD. This is changing. FreeBSD, Kali Linux. Okay. So Kali Linux, Rocky Linux. Rocky, Linux, these all are the same. Just the core feature should be same. So few commands, are different from example. So here we are using yum install in the all these families. So in Red Hat, in Ubuntu, we call it as a apt install, apt install. Okay. So few commands are different. So if you learn any one of the OS, it will be very easy to understand the remaining OSs also. It will be very easy to understand remaining OS also. Yes, Kali Linux, so FreeBSD Linux, OC Linux, Rocky Linux. It will be similar to if you learn any one of the Linux OS, it will be very easy to understand the remaining. It mostly the command should be the same. All the commands should be the same. So few commands will be different. You will recognize, you will understand what are the commands are different. If you know the Linux, it will be very easy. Same like if you learn any one of the cloud, right? Does anyone knows cloud? So if you learn any one of the cloud, it will be easy to understand the other clouds. For example, AWS. If you know the AWS, it will be very easy to understand Azure, GCP, Oracle Cloud, right? IBM Cloud. It will be the same. The core functionality should be the same. The difference between the naming convention. The services are same, but so in a virtual machine or in a server, we call it as in AWS, we call it as instance. In Azure, we call it as a VM. In GCP, we call it as a compute engine, right? But the functionality should be same. The naming convention should be different. The same like as a so Linux also the functionality should be same, but the naming convention is different. So here you see yum install is nothing but you can install the packages in the Red Hat. So what is that yum? So apt install, apt install also same. So you can install the packages on a Linux machine. But Ubuntu we call it as a apt. In Red Hat, Oracle, Amazon, Linux we call it as a yum. In Solaris, it will call it as a something. In HP, UXO, IBM, AX, it will call it as a different. But the core functionality, the functionality should be same. The difference between the naming convention only. The difference between naming convention only. Guys understood? Guys understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yep. 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 So we'll continue from tomorrow, guys. So we'll continue from tomorrow. I will show you how it will be something like a real-time environments. What is data center? So tomorrow we'll show you. So what is a data center? So for example, okay. So this is the a server. So this is the server and this is the server. Okay. You have a thought, a WhatsApp thought. You developed the code and deployed in our deployed. So and you you keep it in our home, because of you have internet power and internet and power, right? So but sometimes it will fail you. We need a solution. The solution call it as a data center. What is data center? Why data center? We'll show you tomorrow. What is the real time environment? So what are the environments are available in the real time? How the developer work, how QA works, how production. So we'll show you tomorrow. Okay. Then if you know the data center, if you know the real-time environments, then we'll install the OS, will install the OS and how is physical, what is a physical, what is a virtualization, we'll discuss that physical and virtualization. Then we'll install the virtualization software. What virtualization software? Oracle Linux, right? So sorry, Oracle VirtualBox. This is the Oracle VirtualBox. I installed the CentOS 9 on this Oracle VirtualBox and I'm working on this server. How we can work on this server, how we can install this virtual box, we'll show you. You guys understood?
Yeah,
So
okay,
if
sir.
you have if you have a laptop, it will be very easy. So what should be the best practice? Yeah. So we can. You are asking about which OS is best, Rishi?
No, sir. Like efficiently means like deeply, or you can say quickly to adapt the Linux operating system,
Yeah. If you
because we are
follow
working
my
on Windows.
Mm, yes.
Yeah,
If you follow my recording or if you follow my class, so within 1 week you will be very good at Linux. Okay, you will understand Linux.
Mm-hmm.
So I will teach you
Okay.
from scratch. You will understand what is Linux, why Linux, so where the Linux is uses. So you know the Windows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be
Actually,
very
I'm
easy,
working
very easy.
on Earlier, I'm
Mm.
working on mainframe, but as you know, mainframe is very like old.
Yes,
So
yes, yes, yes.
I did not like to work on mainframe. So I switched my project to another in SQL. But now I wanted to learn Linux and
Yes, yes,
switch
yes.
to like
DBA person, yes,
SQL
yes,
Linux.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So DBA guys are Linux, SQL guys. So everything,
yeah.
everywhere Linux is more important. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he will be understand. You will get a good exposure. I will promise you, Rishikesh, you will get a good exposure. So
Yeah.
while doing the Linux sessions.
Okay,
So
okay.
what thing is nothing but you need to practice the Linux definitely because of these all are the commands, right? If you practice thoroughly, definitely you will get a good knowledge, good exposure on the Linux. Same like as a
Mm-hmm.
Windows.
Okay, okay. Yes.
So in this course, we are using the operating system Red Hat 9.
CentOS 9, same like as Red Hat, CentOS, Fedora, Amazon, Oracle Linux, any Linux, the same like as the same commands. I understand. I told you right. Oracle, Amazon, Fedora, CentOS, Red Hat. So if you learn any one of these OS in this family, the same commands will be applicable on the all these Linux. For example, if you know the CentOS, right? The same
Yeah.
command will apply on the Oracle Linux, Amazon Linux, Fedora Linux, CentOS Linux, Red Hat Linux. Understood?
Okay, yes. These all are commands M only, right?
Is
For
all are?
installing.
Yeah. Is all are M only.
Okay, except the Ubuntu Debian. Right.
Ubuntu is something like a app.
Okay.
So if I teach Ubuntu, right? So it will only applicable for Ubuntu. If I teach CentOS or Fedora or Red Hat or Amazon, right? So it will be very easy, comfortable. For example, I teach CentOS, but in our company uses the Oracle Linux. The same CentOS, Oracle Linux are same. Amazon Linux same. Fedora same. Or Red Hat same. These all, if you know any one of the OS, it will be very easy to understand these 5 Linux family.
Okay.
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 Yep. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So we'll continue from tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.